Evening. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the late start. Hubby did not get home until 7:30. So, you got to talk to him for a second or two, right? So anyway, I ran in here and grabbed the supplies and tossed them on the table. And so you are going to get to see me cut from start to finish. And it's kind of flying by the seat of your pants. And I am looking at that picture of me on the screen, and golly gee, I got some white hair. So, some of the thoughts that go through your mind when you're seeing yourself on the screen. It's like, oh my lordy. All right, all of that fun stuff aside, let's remember that there are two things happening right now through, it looks like I've got something in my hair. Or maybe it's just a spot on the screen. I don't know. We ain't going to worry about it. Through Thursday, the kits are still on sale up to 30% off. So if there's a kit that you've been wanting and you haven't gotten it yet, now's the time. And also, there is a joining special. So right now, through the month of October, through Thursday, to be exact, because October has flown pretty fast, there's a joining special. If you would like to be part of the Homegrown Stampers team and take advantage of the little things that I do for my team and with my Stampin' Up friends, you are welcome to join under me and we will have a great time. We do retreats. I do a monthly Zoom team meeting, talk about whatever you want. I am going to start doing those a tad bit different. So fair warning, team. Not hard, not hard. Just I'll try to show you how to do something different or that kind of thing. Anyway, you came here to see me do some cards. So tonight, I'm going to do 3 cards, and I'm using the Regal Flora. That's what the name of that suite is called, I do believe. Regal Flora suite of designer series paper. Not sure if I'll use the stamp set or not, but I wanted to showcase some of that beautiful paper. Hey, oh yay, you made it home. Good. I hope you're resting. My little Miss Stamper girl, Miss Carol, was with us this weekend, and we had a great time at our retreat, and she made it home to Florida. They drove part of the way yesterday and then part of the way today. So broke it up a little bit because the things we do when we. Hi, Becky. Yay. All right. So I am going to start with Wild Wheat. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. I think I have my card bases already cut. We were in one of the conference rooms at the Embassy Suites off of Parkside Drive in Knoxville, and we had enough candy to choke a horse. All right, I'm going to use this piece of the designer series paper. It is 3.25, so I'm going to cut a piece of brown early espresso cardstock. That one's too small to be 3.5. That'll just give me a little. Let's go 3.75. Turn my cutting device correct direction. This one is the cutting blade, and this one with the lighter color with there's a little bump dot on top. That is a scoring blade. So I'm going to cut it at 3.75. And I always start at the bottom and push it up towards the top because that is holding my paper straight. And then I'm going to cut it at 5.5, so it goes top to bottom on my card front. So those pieces can lay over here. This one can lay up there, and we're going to cut this one at 5.5. I like that. It just looks golden to me. And you know, it's fall, so oh, pick it up. I'm liking that. So let's layer it together. Yeah, good thought on that leftover candy. She took it home and she's going to use it to hand out Thursday if any kids come trick-or-treating. Because I'm not sure if my chat saves when it goes on the replay. So I wanted people to know what the comment was so that it didn't sound like I was just making things up. All right, and then we're gonna, oh, I forgot the ribbon. I have a piece that's already cut. This is wild wheat. What's it called? Rustic striped ribbon. Let's put a piece of it right here. We're going to do a little faux bow. That's where you wrap it around your cardstock. Making sure that's held on tight. And then I'll show you what we're going to do on the front. And then this, for me, it kind of mutes some of that wild wheat. This pattern's really pretty though. All right. Now let's find a sentiment. The ones in this, my desk, I promise, is not that very big. And I feel like I'm losing my head. Thankfully, it is attached. All right, these sentiments I feel like are a little bit too long, but let's use some of them out of the everyday greetings. And I'm going to use thank you. I didn't bring any ink over here. Well, told you. Where is thank you? There it is. Let's go grab early espresso. Okay, and I know the other two. Be right back. And I do have a block. And I have a huge thing of basic white. Let me grab the little ones. All right, now I think we got it together. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp thank you on this one in early espresso. In case some of you struggle with the opening the ink pads, I will show you how I quickly did that again. And remember, tap, 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 don't smash it in. Otherwise, some of these stamp pads are really good and juicy and you'll get ink everywhere. All right, so what I did, let me close it and show you again. I hold it with this divot facing me in my hand, just like that. And then I grab it with my thumb where that's at, and I put my hand like that. squeeze and lift. And then just slide. And I usually don't get it on me. Sometimes I will, most of the time I don't, but that's how I open these ink pads. So again, this divot here, I also put the early espresso label here so that when it's in my ink storage over there, I can see the color names. I store mine in color families. That's just because when I look at the catalog and I see all of the inks in color families, that's how I do it. And then if I've got more than one ink pad open on my desk, I can still see that this is early espresso. All right, hope that helped a little bit. And we are going to use our Heartfelt Hexagon punch. And I'm going to use this little flower. Actually, I think I'm going to use those little pretties and put it right like that. Both sides of my block. And I need to be able to stamp off. Let's do it here. Ready? Right, let me get my chamois and clean that off the desk. Otherwise, it'll be on our pretty papers and we don't want that. All right. Here, let's get some dimensionals. Let's stick it right there. And then we're going to get that ribbon again. And we're going to slide this piece under here. And just tie a knot. Yeah, I should have done it in wild wheat ink, but it's over there. And then you can slide that as close to a far away as you want. And then let's use some of these pecan pie and clear. I'm going to use, because that brown doesn't really look like pecan pie, but I'm going to use a couple of those little guys. It matches the brown. Because it's not exactly pecan pie either. Stick one right there. One right there. All right, now I think we're done with that ribbon. We're definitely done with it for this card. And you can go back under there out of the way. All right, next card. cherry cobbler. It's already cut and scored at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. This one, what color did I bring over to coordinate with it? I really don't know. That piece has some muted colors, but there's the cherry cobbler. You can barely see some of the night of navy. I don't know. Let's scoot some of the stuff out of the way and play. I keep my scraps in these little pockets from Stampin' Storage. I don't like that. Let's use basic white. Trim that to 5.5. And then let's go with, I'm gonna do the same size as the other one. 3 3/4. This one will be 5.5. Oh, I bet. I wonder what one of our pinks would look like behind that. Just a second. I think this one will work. That one will work. When I was standing up doing this in the other room, I could just turn around and grab stuff. In this room, it's not so easy. All right, let's do 3.5. Yep. So let's do 3 3/4. Felt like it was a little bit bowed from being in the packet over there, so I made sure the flat, easy side was at the top. All right. There we go. That just shows a little, that'll show just a little bit of it. Nice. Okay. And an easy way, if you want to make sure you get it lined up perfectly flush, raise up the cutting arm, stick that up against that edge. And then that takes some of the work out of it. And then we're gonna put, what ribbon did I bring over here? I think that'll work. No, not on the, I don't want it on the, let's see. I think that's too many colors clashing. Let's go find some white. I think the basic beige, maybe. Our little chorus is going outside. Sorry if you hear the dogs. I might grab my ribbon, scissors. Kind of like that faux one easier. I'm gonna slide it down and over. And now put some adhesive on her. I didn't want the really stark white behind it, and I feel like that petal pink worked perfect. All right, where's the cleaner? It is right here. So let's get the chocolate or early espresso off of that. Early espresso off the leaves. And we're going to carry on with the same theme on the tag. So let's get the ribbon out of our way. Scissors out of the way. We're going to use petal pink. Since I was up, I just grabbed it. But we're going to stamp the thank you in Fairy Cobbler. And see how dark this is. Yep, we're going to stamp off. Much better. Stamping off on a piece of paper works a whole lot better than stamping off on your silicone mat. So that's a little dark up there, but that's okay. All right. And next, oh, wait, it needs some bling. Which color bling? I think I'm going to put these inside those flowers. That'll work. Because I've used all of the blue Blackberry Bliss off of this one. So let's go find our little pretty pink flowers. There's one and there's one. And let's just put one right there. They're there, but they're hard to see. All right, next card. I love this paper pack, and I'm having a ball. This one's not gonna let me do what I wanted to do. Colors on the back of you. Wrong color. Colors on the back of you. Wrong color. Let me see which color has blue on the back of it. Just a second. All right, we're gonna play with this piece of paper instead. And we are going to start with 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this one's gonna have a fun little flip. All right, there's our card base. We're gonna use a piece of basic white that is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Nope, by 4. That way it gives us our border. And then our piece of, needs to be 5, Brenda, not 5.5. That's the length of the whole card. I'm not going top to bottom on this one. All right, so there's, and I just cut that too short. Hang on, I've got card. I had them. One moment. I have these pre-cut for card fronts or the insides of the card, so that comes in very handy. All right, it is 4 by 5 1/4. So it's going to go on there when we get there. And so this piece of designer series paper is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So let's cut it at 3 3/4 first. And then we're going to cut it at 2 or 3. So that's 5 inches. We're going to cut 2 inches off of it. And we're going to flip it just like that. So this piece will go up here. And this one will go right there. And then we'll put a piece of ribbon around it. Hi, Cricket Braden. So nice of you to join us. You can pop in and tell us where you're from. We're happy to have you. Just playing with the Regal Flora Designer Series paper, and I'm using greetings from Everyday Greetings. So this is going to go right here. I'm glad that you found us. I try to go live every Monday around 7:30. I never say exactly because life happens right after work, and sometimes I don't get in here and get started right at 7:30. All right, and then because this does have some Blackberry Bliss in it, we're gonna do our bow and Blackberry Bliss. Oh, I need a little bit more. Oh, from Ohio. I am in Knoxville, Tennessee. And some of the other ladies that are watching with us are in Knoxville, and some of them, one is in Florida. And then I don't know where everybody else is that watches with us sometimes or watches the replays. Oh, it's big. Slide it. And now you want to get that paper. I know, Jeannie. Oh, this paper, there's so many pieces in it. And it's like, I feel like I can only use 1 or 2 at a time. And it's like, okay, I'm playing with that paper for cards tonight. All right, let's go ahead and put it on our card front. And I knew that was going to happen. So therefore, I have a refill laying right here. So I don't have to jump up for the refill. I feel like I've jumped up for almost everything else tonight. I knew that this was going to happen. So I have more than one laying here. I'm working on trying to figure out how to arrange this desk a little bit so I have a little more storage things over here. And they roll so nice and easy when they're a fresh one. Hold it down flat with this hand. And just try to make sure you've got the same amount on these 3 sides, and then you know you will on the other side. Isn't that paper so pretty? And then you get to see those. All right, let's do our label again. There's one of the smaller pieces of basic white. And I can still use the rest of that for something else. All right, let's stick this in Night of Navy. Oh. And I'm going to grab a piece of paper and stamp off. Okay. Tap, tap, tap. Our photopolymer stamps do get stained every time you use a red ink. So just forewarning, they still stamp just like they need to, but they have a red hue to them. All right, now we'll have a piece of scrap in there. I'll just use that as scrap. I'm gonna stamp off twice. I like that better. 1, 2, and 3. And I can still use the back of that. And that means wiped off before I get it on the cards. If you're using grid paper, then you don't have to worry about stopping and cleaning your space. All right, dimensionals. Hiding under the paper trimmer. Give them a little smash, that way the backs come off a little bit easier. Some people use the pointy end of the take your pick tool and kind of just pick around and they come off pretty quickly. I'm not that talented. Just started playing around with my Cricut and fairly new to scrapbooking, and I do a lot of crafts and crochet. Yep, I do too. And Carol says that paper is gorgeous. I used it this weekend, but the other side, I'm going to case these cards she's making. Hi, Cricket, Jeannie, and Becky. And Jeannie says, or Becky says she loves all three. Now I can use, I'm going to use the blue. Stick one right here. And down in here, I love my Cricut too. I love to personalize things. And I usually make my shirts and personalize things for my team. Just all kinds of fun stuff. I make coffee cups for my family. Just, I love playing with my Cricut. And of course, I love paper crafting, and that's what I'm doing. All right, here are tonight's 3 cards. So if anyone watching now between now and Monday wants to place a $30 order with the coupon or the host code link that will be in the comments description, then I'll send you the stuff to make all 3 of these cards. Can't send you the stamped images, but you can put whatever you wanted to on the tag. All right, that's that for tonight. And now let me unbury where I have my mouse hidden over here. I just got things piled up around him so I can use him and stop screen sharing. And see, every kind of ribbon ties a little bit different. That one would have made a cute little bow too, but I had enough to just wrap around. And it's like, I don't like wasting ribbon. So let's make a faux bow out of that one. And then I tied bows with those. All right, I'll take pictures and they'll be on there. Thank you so much for watching. And I love watching all the comments tonight. And thanks for interacting. It just makes it so much more fun being in here, knowing that somebody is out there on the other side of the computer screen. So if you enjoyed these, click the link in the comments. I'll put it there in just a few minutes and get you a $30 order. If you want this designer series paper, I'll put a link for that in there too. And then you can get the cardstock that coordinates and just have fun. That pretty pink was not on the list on the back, but it really goes with that sheet of designer series paper. And then I love being able to have one of the pieces that the other backside coordinates with the cardstock base that I'm using, and then you just flip it and you've got a whole different look. So, all right. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Let me know, reach out if you have any questions or comments, or just, I love to chat. So I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great week, and bye for now. Do something fun for your